When I said no, my doubts and demons on their way. Every endeavor I have made ever is coming into play, is here and now today.
Yes, my friends, and today is your moment. Thank you for being here. I appreciate all of you. You're going to ring the victory bell for being here and being amazing. And you know who else is amazing? My amazing friend over here, Mr. Joseph Dubois, or as he likes to be called, Mr. JD. Let me tell you all about him. And man, a few words. He lives courageously and acts audaciously, being his authentic self. Oh, I love a short intro. So without any further delay, let's talk about the man, the myth, the legend, super talented and super handsome, Mr. JD, the guy who walked to school uphill both ways in the snow, barefoot, the one and only Joseph Dubois. Hello, JD. How you doing, buddy?
Good, man. Good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. And if anybody else out there is watching live, when you thrive, you get to be fantastic too. Make sure you click the link down below for our Potapalooza event going on all day today. And because you get a speaker's gift. Woo. And if you upgrade to VIP, you even get a better VIP gift. So check it out. So without any further delay, Mr. JD, let's dive right in. Tell me a little bit about, what it is that you do now and how you help people.
Well, I ride motorcycles.
All right. Man, a few words. And let's expand on that. So you ride motorcycles, and what does that do?
Well, I actually work in the travel, tourism, and hospitality industry. And
Okay, cool.
half my life is riding motorcycles because I own and operate Freedom Biker Tours, a motorcycle tour company. Yep. And the other half of my life, I have a tourism consulting firm. And in its heyday, many years ago, I had 15 hotels and resorts in my portfolio in Western Canada. Now I have one in Banff in the Canadian Rockies for the last more than a decade now. I do a lot of sales and marketing for them and that kind of thing.
Okay, that sounds cool. So now, what is it about riding on a motorcycle that is just so much fun?
Throttle therapy.
Yes, I love it. So why do people do it? Why are people like you get a lot of people who are like, doctors, lawyers, stiff suits. They get corporate types. You get people who are just kind of stressed out in their lives and they want to sign up for one of your biker tours. What do they tell you when they sign up, and what happens during their journey?
Well, that's like I often say, that's a 6-beer story or 6-beer question, right?
Yep.
I'll move back to the core values of Freedom Biker Tours, which are also my personal values: authenticity, acceptance, brotherhood, and freedom. And those words mean different things to different people, but fundamentally, they all really mean the same to most people. Brotherhood is the joy of riding with like-minded people that share the same passion and share the same values. And freedom, well, we're talking about freedom of the open road, not freedom as in freedom from oppression. We're talking about the open road, right?
Mm-hmm.
Being your authentic self. That authenticity is a real buzzword these last few years, and it's becoming more and more that way. And it's so important for you to follow your dreams, be your authentic self, be who you are, as long as you're not a jerk, right?
Yeah.
But be accepted for who you are as well. And that's what we do at Freedom Biker Tours. Our tours are vacation packages. It's like, I don't know if you've ever been on a bus tour. You've gone somewhere.
Yeah.
Well, our packages are the same as going on a bus tour vacation, but we ride motorcycles.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So, you know, you're experiencing the region that you're riding in, you're experiencing the culture, the food, the people, the attractions, the scenery, the beautiful twisty roads for riding, that
Yeah.
kind of thing. But you're also getting that throttle therapy, which is, you know, there's a huge healing aspect to motorcycling. Riding a motorcycle is in of itself an act of meditation or a form of meditation, right?
Hmm.
And I did a graduate degree, a master's degree in tourism management 10 years ago, and I wrote my
Yeah.
thesis on motorcycle tourism and biker culture.
Oh, really? That's pretty cool.
And
Huh.
that's where I really started to understand all that, right?
Wow.
The therapeutic healing aspect of motorcycling.
So what is it about that? So you mentioned authenticity, brotherhood, camaraderie, being and the freedom of being out there on the open road. What what benefits are people getting after they so when they end the tour? What do they tell you about their experience?
They a lot of the we do a lot of video testimonials and written reviews and testimonials, and
Yeah.
there's a lot of common themes to them all. They really like the all inclusive aspect of it, where they don't have to worry about anything. They can put their phone away except for the odd photo opportunity. They don't have
Yeah.
to they don't have to worry about which is the best road to take, which is how do I get to the next stop on the tour, where's the next pee break, where's the next
Yeah.
fuel stop. You know, we take care of all that for them. We take them to restaurants where there's really good food and a fun atmosphere. We stay in quality hotels, all that kind of stuff. We take them to attractions in the regions that are iconic attractions.
Hmm.
Like we walk on a glacier up between Banff and Jasper. We walk on the Athabasca Glacier in the Columbia ice fields.
Oh, wow.
You know, we go up to the top of the Rocky Mountains on these gondolas, and in the Okanagan in British Columbia, which is a huge wine country, wine region, we do a wine tour of 5 different wineries in the afternoon in the summer sunshine and sitting by the lake, and you know
Hmm.
they really get to experience that kind of stuff, and they relax.
Now you're
They
tempting me. I want to come out there now.
they
I've never
unwind.
ridden a bicycle or like motorcycle. I've ridden like a scooter in India, but not it's not the same. And I ride mountain bikes and road bikes, for
Hmm.
races and triathlons and things. But it's not the same.
No,
Um, I'm
no, it's a
sure.
different. I
Um,
ride mountain bikes too, but it's a different experience riding a motorcycle. And there's so many beautiful places in the world to ride, you know. And Canada was not being promoted as an international motorcycle touring destination. And I discovered that doing my thesis. And so I said, well, you know what? That's a business opportunity. And it's an opportunity to convey the message that I want to convey about our
yeah,
core values and that. And Lord knows that, you know, since the pandemic and now with all the political upheaval going on in the world, there's a huge need for that kind of stuff.
yeah. Oh my God, I know. So tell me a little bit more about um, how, when you were younger. How did you get into your first motorcycle? There must be a story behind it, and like why'd you start riding?
Honestly, I don't remember. I started riding dirt bikes as a teenager, you know, because
Oh, that's just sounds like fun.
when you're that old, you're indestructible, right? So it doesn't matter if you go flying off the
That's what
bikes.
we used to do with bicycle. We had BMX bikes, so we'd find any local construction site or just a curb and just jump off of it. And I don't know how many flat tires and skin knees we had, but we didn't care. We just kind of we survived our childhood playing with like broken glass and thumbtacks and
Yep.
picking up, finding somewhere you had halogen bulbs and we just smash them against each other, and you know and I feel bad for some of the kids nowadays. They are too much stuck on their screen and they're not getting out there and
I
experiencing that
agree
life.
completely. I agree completely. So yeah, I started riding dirt bikes, and then I got into street bikes in my 20s. And then
Yeah.
when I got married and had a young family, my ex-wife really wasn't in a whole motorcycle thing, so I had a bit of a break. But then I changed jobs and we moved and opened up a business, a campground in the V Park, and I started my consulting company. And you know, I just got back into it again, and that's partly the reason why I got divorced was because she wasn't into that kind of stuff. But that's a whole other story. My fiance that I finally found my person, and we met through motorcycling, and she'd never been on a motorcycle until she met me 2.5 years ago. And now I can't get her off.
Yeah. You know what's funny? My wife, when she was in India, she used to ride scooters all the time. She used to love it. And she asked me if she could get a scooter around here. I said, no, it's not safe. It's like, so we only drive cars. And, you know, but one of these days may surprise her. Who knows?
Yeah.
Come home with like, so you got to tell me I don't know much about motorcycles. Like I just know like some of the major brands, but I mean, I know about Harleys, and I know about, I think I think Victory is like, that's an American made motorcycle brand. And there's
Victory is owned by Polaris, the same people that do snowmobiles and that kind of thing.
Yeah, Polaris. Oh, I like the Polaris Slingshot. That looks like a cool car, cool thing to drive around in.
Yeah.
You know, little kind of like an in between.
Yeah.
So what makes a good motorcycle you can really enjoy?
Well, that's a highly personalized thing. I have 2 Harley Davidsons. One is my personal bike, and it's completely customized, like, you know, performance wise, different attributes. I've got the big ape hangers, you know, and the straight pipes and all that. And it's a beautiful color and lots of chrome. And on the tank of the bike, and then on the front fairing of the bike, they match my tattoos on my arms and all that stuff. I did that on purpose, custom artwork and stuff. I designed it myself. And then I have another Harley that is a touring model. It's more designed for long distance riding. And that one is owned by my company. I don't own it. I don't know. I own it because I own the company, but you know what I mean? It's a company asset. And that's the one that I use to guide the tours in Western Canada, that I actually guide those. And that bike is completely blacked out. There's not an inch, there's not a spot of chrome on that bike.
Really?
Yeah. And it's my fiance speaks Spanish, and so she called the bike La Bestia Negra, which in Spanish means the black beast.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So what's your longest ride? I'm like, how long because I hear about something like when you have sort of like a low gear and people ride for a long time. I heard the term monkey butt because they like vibrations, right? So so how long can a person ride for?
Again, that's a personal preference and personal comfort level. You can buy certain things to put on the seat of your bike that help with that feeling. I always recommend, you know, just every 50, 100 kilometers, get off the bike, walk around for 10 minutes, stretch, and then get back on and do it again. So, you know, it's a personal thing. I know people that they want to ride 1,000 kilometers a day or more. I got a buddy. He's actually one of my guides that he rode from Toronto, Canada, to Houston, Texas, without stopping.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my dear God.
Yeah.
Woo.
He was doing this challenge thing, challenge thing that he was doing, and he did it. And I mean, he stopped for pee breaks and fuel breaks, obviously, but he just went straight down and that's crazy, insane stuff. On our tours, we break up the day. It all depends on the specific itinerary, and it depends on where we're staying overnight, what activities or attractions we're visiting during the day, you know, and that kind of thing. So the shortest day, maybe 100, 200, couple hundred kilometers if we're doing a lot of stuff that day. But the longest day, if we're not doing a lot of activities, maybe 450 kilometers.
Okay.
Right. So it's all about, these are vacation packages. We're not trying to kill people. It's all about
I got you.
yourself.
Oh, well, that sounds just like a lot of fun. Yeah, we'll have to connect again. I remember, like, I have family up in Toronto and Mississauga area. So sometime when we come up there, we may need to come connect with you and do like a couple of days ride or something. That might be
Well,
something fun.
I live in I'm from British Columbia. I'm from the West Coast, but I live in Calgary, Alberta now.
Oh, okay. So you're not. That's not that side. That's, I think.
I'm not
Okay.
I'm not in the center of the universe. That's what they call Ontario, the center of the universe.
Gotcha. All right. Well, let's do something. I want to ask you before we head off here shortly. If someone were to give you a blank check and said, you have unlimited resources, what is your grand vision to change the world?
It's the same kind of message that I'm trying to convey with Freedom Biker Tours. It's we're losing our humanity. We're losing our ability to connect as human beings.
Yes.
I really, part of my thing with Freedom Biker Tours is that when I get somebody who makes an inquiry, I pick up the phone and I phone them. I don't start communicating over email. I want to talk human to human. So that's the message that I'm trying to convey with my business and my brand and me personally. And that's what I would, that would be the message I'd want to convey if I had a blank check is we need to find ways to regain our humanity. There's so much, pardon my language, there's so much crap going on in the world these days.
I agree. Yep. I tell my kids all the time, unplug. And my daughter has this term. She says, people are screen agers. They're just stuck to their screens the whole time. Like there was in the, I'm a dad, so I watch all the Disney movies with my kids. In the Incredibles 2, there's a villain called the Screen Slaver. And I said, yeah, that sounds about right. Because that's what these kids are doing with their tech. It's like they get that dopamine boost because they have their phones way too young. And, it used to be, I didn't even have a phone until I was 25 and I was working and I had to drive on the turnpike. And the only reason why I got it was sometimes the turnpike would get, closed off for traffic and you had to find a 2-hour detour to get around. So I'd have to, that was the only time I would need to call my boss to tell her, hey, they're rerouting traffic. They blocked the roads. I gotta, I'll be in late. So that's the only time I started to get a phone. But now everybody just has them when they're 7 years old. Wow, it's too young.
Yeah,
and we should just really wait. But I agree with you about like being able to reconnect with the land, with the environment. Just going out for a run sometimes, rather than, you can play with your friends on Minecraft and Roblox on the computer, or you can also go outside and play football in the grass and fall around and have some fun too. So we used to do that as kids, just all the time. So so JD, this has been a pleasure. This has been a lot of fun. I learned a lot about you and about Freedom Biker Tours. Definitely connect with him, and if you're in that area, please do book a tour with him. I'm curious now because I've never ridden a Harley or any kind of really big motorcycle, so now I got to add that to my bucket list because that's something. It just sounds like a lot of fun. Don't wait. Yep. All right. So thank you, JD. This is Coach Roger. And as always, don't fake it till you make it. Instead, believe it and become it. And we'll see everybody on the next show. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Roger.
When you throw a rock into a lake, what happens? No. There's a splash. You make an impact. And then you get waves. And then you don't know where those waves are going. Those waves are going past around the reeds, and you don't know where that impact is. So all of you out there, when you're on stage, you don't know where your impact is going to end. It's never going to end.